Hey, welcome to Greenlight. So today we're talking about Blu-ray Tuesday and what was released out here in um, basically on Blu-ray and DVD. We also have some streaming links all in the description below. Everything is covered by my affiliate on Amazon. Also, so this is for COPPA, and for my audience, this is not a children's content show. None of this is for children. I have Dora in front. This is all informing adults and parents of new releases in general. So I talk about horror films, dramas, and a lot of adult films I mainly speak about. And I'm really adamant on talking about filmmaking and micro budget filmmaking. So a lot of the stuff that we talk about here, you got to at least be, way older than 15 just to be into anything that I talk about on this channel. So with that being said, let's get started. Hello, and like I said before, this is not for children. My name is Jovanni Santos, and if you haven't been here before, this is a micro budget filmmaking channel where we give filmmaking tips and we talk about fanboy stuff, which is like Blu-ray DVDs, and I even cover like Comic-Con and D23 as well, which is Disney 23 as well. All this stuff that we cover are all from a point of view of a filmmaker. So a lot of the Blu-ray DVDs and stuff like that that I introduce in this show and in this channel, I always talk about the behind the scenes and what kind of making of documentaries are included in these Blu-rays and DVDs. So with that being said, let's get started on our first one, which is why I bring all this up. Our first one, which obviously like would raise some concerns, but I have seen this film. It's PG. This is Dora the Explorer, the movie. So I'm guessing a lot of the people that used to watch this has grown up already, and are needing something a little bit more adult friendly. But this is great for adults and for kids. So for parents that are tired of animated films and stuff like that, like me and my wife, sometimes we get a little like, okay, we need to see something that's a little bit more for everybody. This was great. I mean, my son's 3. He's 3 years old, so he's not too into anything live action. So it's a little tougher for him to get into things like that. But with this COPPA stuff, I'm glad that they're cracking down, because me and my wife has always been concerned about kids content and everything, because my son keeps clicking on YouTube. He knows I'm on YouTube and I do things on YouTube. I think he's got an idea of like that I use the app. I don't think he knows that I do like videos and stuff like that. Okay, so courtesy of Blu-ray Dan, he posted up on his Instagram the back of Dora the Explorer, and like I said, we talk about the making ofs here and special features, and I give you kind of like a tidbit of what to expect in these special features, which is something a lot of people don't cover on YouTube. So it's a slight niche thing that I do. Again, for filmmakers, much like myself, this is kind of where I got my start growing up. I was always at Best Buy and or Target, checking out all the latest Blu-ray and DVD releases. Blu-ray is a little bit more recent, but at my time it was DVDs. When DVDs came out, that was a huge deal. So anything 2-disc, I jumped on it because they always had like 2 to 3 hour documentaries, and that's always perfect. A lot of information for me and for you as a filmmaker. Okay, so let's zoom in here. Okay, the first thing I'm seeing right off the bat, obviously, is deleted and extended scenes. Bloopers, those kind of fall under the same category as you know you get to see some of the mistakes or the things that they've changed. So when it comes to deleted and extended scenes, you can see how there's always like one last chance to deconstruct the script or maneuver things around. They say that's the last time to do that is in the editing of the film. So you do like your second or third or fourth draft of your screenplay, but you get one more chance at either taking certain scenes out or manipulating the film, and then that's your last chance of like constructing the script, so to speak. So with that being said, moving on, and the bloopers, you kind of see where actors make mistakes and they have fun. The good thing about that is that you take this in account when you make your own films. And when you make your own films, you're a little bit more, supportive of actors when they make mistakes or anything like that. And, it's a reminder that you got to have fun, too, in what you're doing, because it shows on camera. It shows up very prominently on camera. All right. All About Dora is another one. So that's probably a documentary about her kid show on Nickelodeon, Nick Jr., and, everything to this point, I'm sure. And then Can You Say Película, which is Can You Say Movie. So that, I believe, that's definitely going to be behind the scenes for this film. So that would be great to see all the set pieces and everything they have created. They actually created a lot of things in for real. They didn't really like to leave it up to like digital, except for like maybe set extensions and stuff like that from what it looked like when me and my wife saw the film. So that's definitely going to be something really cool to check out. And then it says Dora Flower Vision. That's when they go cartoon. So they do kind of like a shout out to the series, and then they get poisoned or something, not to give anything away. In the forest, they get poisoned, not by anybody specifically. And then they have this weird, trippy, scene where they turn cartoon into the cartoons that they were on the Nick Jr. show. So with that being said, you see, this is an adult, that's an adult joke. So that's definitely not for kids. So I'm pointing that out, for story elements for you as a filmmaker. Okay, and let's see, Dora's Jungle House. So, and then that one, that's definitely going to talk about the set of the house and the house that she grew up in. Okay, and then we're moving on from this over to our next feature film, which is called Blinded by the Light. Obviously, this is, I believe, a PG-13 film. So we talk about every type of film here. Okay? And courtesy of Bluray.com. Bluray.com had this, so I didn't have to go through Blu-ray Dan for this. I don't even know if he has this film or not. But this is the back end now. And let's zoom in here. All right. Oh, cool. Very nice. They have love Warner Brothers, by the way. I gotta give them a shout out because they tend to do a lot of great behind the scenes documentaries and stuff like that, and they really jam pack it, even if it's just like two separate videos. So it says behind the scenes, the true story behind the film. So that could be 20, 30 minutes. I mean, there's huge fans here for this artist. What was the name of the group? Like, my mom loves them, and I can't even remember the name of the group. It's the guy Bruce Springsteen. So my mom loves Bruce Springsteen. Big 80s gal there. So she's into all of his songs and everything. So this is, I'm not sure exactly the storyline here, but it looks like a comedy. So they're going to go a little bit more in depth with the true story of this film. So let me know in the comments below what you think about that. And then there's a making of featurette. So when they go and say making of featurette, that's going to be a little more specific on the technical side, sets, even like clothes and stuff like that, all the like the set dressing, the camera work, all of it. So it looks like they're gonna go pretty in depth here. So it may not be all that long, but it could be a little longer than I'm expecting. I'm saying 15 minutes probably for both. It could vary up because Warner Brothers could surprise you with a really good like both of them could be really long. They could be like 40 minutes, and they give a lot of information away. So check out this film and let me know in the comments below what you learned from this film. Okay. Let you look at that for a little bit while I get the next one ready. Okay, because the next one we have is a documentary about one of my favorite feature films, more of an adult film. Okay, we're going to move on to this one. It's called Memory, The Origins of Alien. Okay, we don't have the back end here for this film, but big shout outs to this film because this is a documentary about how they created the world of Alien and everything like that with the H.R. Giger. So this is good coinciding the director's cuts for the first three films. So the first three Alien films has like director's cuts, and then they have like an hour 30-minute or an hour like 20-minute documentaries of how they made each film. So the first one's with Ridley Scott, second one is with James Cameron, and then the third one is with David Fincher, which is one of my favorite directors. But all three of these take the candle. That's these are the three main directors that, with these documentaries alone, I have learned so much, especially on their first major feature film. And just seeing the animal of what they have to deal with, either working with others or working with people in the industry, which is something that I'm going to get a little more into on this channel. I will drop a video about distribution. A friend of mine, Indie Film Hustle, Alex Ferrari, and then D for Darius had pointed this out like recently. Yesterday I saw a video with him, and he pointed this out about third-party distribution companies. So we'll get into that a little bit more in depth. But with Alien, those documentaries are great to check out. And then this documentary here would be great to check out to see where the origin of the alien came from, with H.R. Giger and everything. So with that being said, let's move on to our next film. It's a horror film. I believe it's a foreign film. Yeah. It's I think it just got released here in the States. But we're going to have to thank Blu-ray Dan for the back end on this one, for sure. My son and my wife are playing in the next room. My wife put my kid in the next room because all this stuff with COPPA and stuff like that, we're trying to make it a little more cut and dry so they know, this is not for kids. So don't take down my channel. That's not what my channel is about. It's to help you as a filmmaker. And when I mean you as a filmmaker, I'm expecting you to be old enough to do all these things that you got to do as a producer and working with people and stuff like that. It still takes some years to do so. Okay? And usually, like, anybody in 15 or older usually gets into this, lightweight. They get into this, making ofs and stuff like that. Okay? So this is the back end thanks to Blu-ray Dan. Everything, like I said, is in the description below. And all these links are for an affiliate account on Amazon. So I'm an affiliate of Amazon, and this helps our channel here. It helps me and my family prosper. It helps me do more for this channel. So you learn about filmmaking or filmmaking techniques and things going on in the film industry. Okay? And we're going to do a zoom in real quick here. We have some making ofs actually. Ooh, we got two. Another one. This is Wells Go USA, I think, or something like that. A distribution company. Again, like I said, all these distribution companies, I don't even know how these people work, but they're always a little biased towards themselves and not the filmmaker. So that's enough said. All right. So there's making ofs here. There's a making of, and then there's a behind the scenes. So these can be fairly short because this is an independent film, an overseas film. But with that being said, they have two different versions of this. One of a making of, and then one behind the scenes. The behind the scenes usually always has to do with like the actor's point of view or somebody popular in the film's point of view. So it's a little bit more commercialized making of, so to speak. But the making of, they go a little more in depth on the effects or anything that they're doing in the film that takes a certain technique, filmmaking technique, to accomplish. Okay, so with that being said, this is great to check out for any indie horror filmmaker out there. There's probably a lot of really cool practical effects probably in here or digital effects that you must check out. So let me know in the comments below if you've seen this film. This is very interesting, a very interesting buy. Like I said, everything in the description below is for sale for you, and you're helping out this channel here. And we do a lot of like giveaways as well. Right now we're doing a lot of like movie code giveaways, which I'll mention at the end of this video, because we're going through one today. We're finishing up with one today, hopefully. So our next film is a documentary, and it's a documentary called Pipe Dreams. So a documentary about, I believe like it's the organ or something. That's what they call it. I'm not too sure, but these are the pianos that you would find in like a cathedral type church, like maybe a Catholic church. Something really, really, really monstrous type, huge piano. But to play that, you got to know what you're doing. So we have a back end here. This is all by Gravitas Ventures. This back end here doesn't have any special features or anything like that, but you can check it out. Here is a documentary, and then we got a couple more documentaries too. Like I said, since I'm talking about documentaries now a lot, I'm releasing one as well. And like I have said before, for COPPA, this is not for kids. We do this for adults so that we as adults know what's out on Blu-ray and DVD or what's released at home to see. And I hope streaming platforms don't destroy, Blu-rays and releasing in theaters as well. Okay, this is our next film, The Unknown Tour. Okay, we also have a back end here, thanks to Bluray.com. There aren't any special features on here as well. And then after this, we got one more film. And I believe it's also a Gravitas Ventures film. Yeah, it's a Gravitas Ventures, but this is not a documentary, the next one. All right, so going on to our next film here, it's love.com, The Social Experiment. So this is a fictional film, scripted feature film, okay? And it looks pretty good. Like, it's got a lot of prominent stars, people that are on like TV a lot and stuff like that. And then there is a back end here But there's no making of exactly on this film, but let me know down below if you check this film out and you have enjoyed it as well. Okay? And now I'm going to talk a little bit about our giveaway. So getting into our giveaway, currently right now, if you could see in the cards and in the video, I'll link it at the end of this video. There's 2 videos. The first video, which I'll link it, let's see, right over here. I'm going to link it up over here. This first video is a giveaway video, so follow the instructions here, which will be pinned in the comments on this video. This is the last day. At the end of today is the last day of the giveaways of the movie codes, and then tomorrow the person that wins will get a message from Greenlight through Instagram with stills of the movie codes. So please check out that video. And then the video down over here is an essential lighting series. So it's a behind the scenes of, making of like a music video that I was allowed to be on their set recently. So check that out. And I hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you here next week.